Psyche, and me, the psyche in me.
Hi, everyone. Hello, everybody. Hi, Wendy Brown. Thanks for joining us. So, guys, we'll give some time for some more people to come. Hi, Miriam. Good
Good
evening.
evening.
So, if you're new here to the Psyche and Me community, we just want to say welcome and thank you for joining us today. If you're Hi, Brittany Castello. And if you're already a member of the Psyche and Me community, have been here before with us, we want to say welcome back and let's get ready to engage. So, as we know, today is Transparent Tuesday. And so today, guys, our topic is going to be um, dreaming with a purpose. And what does that mean? So if you could let me know, um, drop where you're watching from and one word that describes your current season. So again, if you're watching with us, let us know where you're from if you want to, where you're coming from or watching from, and then one word that describes your current season. All right, so tonight, and we'll be watching. I forgot. Hi, Morgan. Hi, Jamia. So, y'all, if y'all see me looking at one screen or looking another way, don't worry. I'm not hearing voices or seeing things. I'm looking at Facebook on live and Instagram on live. Thank you, ladies, for joining.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Ooh, okay. So we have Morgan who says security. So that should describe her current season. That's a good one. Being security.
Mm-hmm.
That's a real good one. Good evening, Courtney. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so again, if you're here, I just want to ask what is something or what is a word that you would describe your current season? Um, ooh, I like that, Brittany. So Brittany is from Greensboro, and she's saying for her current season, the words are sitting still and resting. Mm-hmm. And that's actually going to about something that happened to them. About today with resting. All right, so tonight again, we want to talk about dreaming with a purpose. And so, not just dreaming because it sounds good, right? But dreaming with intention, dreaming with clarity and responsibility. Because not every dream deserves your access. And if you're like, what you mean every dream doesn't deserve your access? Well, there's some good dreams and there's some bad dreams. Um, and if you let the bad ones consume you, then let's just say you had a dream and it was like, okay, I'm about to be put out, or it gave you some self doubt that you wasn't gonna get this promotion you was thinking about, or the house, the car, whatever it may be, in just in making it up a little bit. If you consume that dream and you believe that dream and you let it access you, then guess what? Your mindset is already like, oh my God, I had a dream that this was going to happen. This means this is going to be. No, normally if I have crazy dreams, because I do dream and I feel my dreams sometimes. So that's like a blessing and a curse. But if it's bad, I'm like, oh no, I rebuke that. This dream ain't about to come to pass, Or sometimes they're giving you warnings, and then sometimes those dreams it doesn't even mean that it's for you. It could be for someone else. So that's what I mean when I say not every dream deserves access to you. And Jamia, she said growth is one. I see Courtney have growth and being deserving. Okay.
Miriam said being intentional.
Oh, being intentional. Yes, yes, yes. I love it.
Okay, and so, ladies, as Brittany was saying, talking about, not allowing um, yourself to be overtaken by dreams that don't align with you. One thing, we want to make sure that this feels like a conversation, right? So we don't want to just be talking, to you um, or at you. We want to talk to you and get responses back. So we just encourage you to, put what your thoughts are in the group chat for one and two reasons. For engagement, one, and you never know, you may say something that we don't say that may be a blessing to somebody else or will help somebody else that we weren't thinking about, right? But because you're on your season and your time, you may be thinking, well, I'm here by myself thinking this, but actually, there may be somebody in the community that has already done that or faced that could, put something out there that makes you think, oh, wait a minute. So we really encourage you to um, make this more of a conversation, right? It's not a performance, right? So we want you to talk back to us. This is a true community. We're trying to build a community of individuals from different walks um, that help each other out, because that's what it takes in this day and time, right?
Right. So with this conversation, it is about growth. It is about evolution and protection. And protection is protecting your peace, your vision, and the version of yourself that you're becoming. Um, and so I wanted to normally, I don't know if you guys know, but for some of you that's just joining, when I get these topics, I normally either dream about them or God gives them to me, or I could be driving and I'll be like, just thinking about, oh my God, this would be a good topic, or whatever I'm observing or feeling at that moment. And so while I was doing, because this is in recognition and honor of Martin Luther King Jr., with the dream, I was like, you know what, this will be a good time to kind of, pay homage to him. And so I was like, let's do dream, but not just dreaming with a purpose, because he definitely had a purpose. And so while I was thinking about that and doing that for our topic, I thought about a dream catcher. Now I'm not sure. And then Wendy Brown want to make sure you said moving in the right direction, truly trusting God. Absolutely, absolutely. Um, but when it comes to dream catchers, traditionally, like a dream catcher, it's meant to filter dreams, right? Mm-hmm. So it lets the good dreams come through and pass by. But then it also catches the bad ones on what could cause you harm. And so I wanted to use the traditional, but bring it to today, for the modern, way of stuff. And so I was thinking like, okay, so today we do have dream catchers. And it doesn't hang above our beds, but they show up, and they show up in like our boundaries, our habits, and our discernment. And so, in today's world, your dream catcher might look like what you consume online, right? Who has access to your time, and what voices you influence, you allow to influence your decisions. So dreaming with a purpose means you don't catch every dream, you catch the right one. And so I want to ask my partner, and while I'm asking her, and she gives her perspective. Good evening, Prophet Woods. What's something that you think we had to filter out to protect our vision? And then for the psyche community out there, I want you guys also to type in, if your life had a dream catcher, what would it be filtering out right now? So I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna see if I can type it in the chat. Yeah, I know I'm still getting used to this social media. I know I'm young, but still, show me some grace. But I am gonna put that in there. If you have if your life had a dream catcher, what would it be filtering out right now? And so, yep,
Making sure we get everybody. So I'll spin it off, as she said, and we did put it in the chat so you can share with us what you would be filtering out right now, if your life had a dream catcher. So for me, in thinking about the psyche in me, one thing for me that I felt that we had to filter out to protect our vision was the naysayers, right? Or the small, how do I want to say this? The small, limited thinkers, right? Because sometimes you can see something, envision something, and share it, and then it's like you have those that are going to tell you everything that is going to go wrong, right? Or how it's not going to do, or it's not going to reach as many people, it's not going to do this, it's not going to do that. So we had to filter out that to stay focused on what we knew the vision was going to be. So if I had to say, I would say filtering out the naysayers.
Absolutely.
What would you say? You filtered out.
Part of it, I think self-doubt. And I'm gonna be transparent because it's Transparent Tuesday. I'm working on knowing not how to overly express my vision or tell my vision in ways, because people do self-doubt. So it's like I'm reassuring myself, or like I'm overly explaining the vision on what I'm doing so that it can kind of help with that self-doubt, or kind of, people please, to where they're not understanding what exactly this is, and what I'm doing, or they have an assumption of what I'm doing. So I'm like overly explaining it. And so I think that's something that I had to filter out. Now, again, I'm still working on the self-doubt, because I have came a long way and I have filtered it, but I want to flush it all the way out, because sometimes it does creep in. And so, I have my partner here to kind of, do accountability for me. Be like, hey, what you thinking? We're good. What you just say, your mindset, right? So that would be mine. Morgan has doubt and ability to fully trust, commit, and negative thought. Yes. Not saying my dreams aloud for fear of them not materializing. Oh, yes. Yes, because if you have a dream and you saying them out loud, and then, those spectators are looking at them like, okay, you said this. Well, you said you had a dream and it was going to happen in this amount of time. Now it's, it could be a year, 2, 3 years from now. And they're like, oh, so this is what you said, and then you're not seeing it as well. So you're like, oh my God, sometimes failure can set in, with that fear and stuff. So I agree with that. Hi, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. Michelle has self-doubt for me as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Definitely procrastination for me, Wendy said.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome, Shakayla.
Hi, Shakayla.
And Shakayla put, I would filter out procrastination, doubtfulness, and fear of failure. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
That one.
And then Prophet Woods have low vibrational people, religion, fear, frustration, and trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those are definitely something that's good to filter out.
Yeah. And so, with that and us thinking about, did we get everybody? Yes, Courtney said yes, definitely trauma as well. Yep. Yeah, trauma. Yeah, and it's different forms, right? Trauma is something else, and it takes time to overcome some things that traumatize us. So yeah, I definitely feel you.
Yeah, and I like that we have a lot. Jamia have people, places, and things that no longer serves a purpose. Not being able to express myself, confusion, and trauma. So we actually have a lot of our psyche community have some similar perspectives, and this is what I love, because sometimes you feel like you're going through something alone, but then you look and see like, okay, it's not me. Just thinking that sometimes I think to myself like, am I doing too much? Am I hard on myself? But you'll find this, and I love this community because everybody's able to be open and honest, and then you might see some similarities, and then even with differences, you'll look at someone's perspective from a different point of view that you maybe haven't thought about that. So I love this. So it's a lot of people that have some similarities on filtering out. So, okay, guys.
And then so with our dreams, right? Our dreams, they don't disappear, they mature. And that's the key, I think, with some of the things that we face, is that you shouldn't let your dreams disappear, right? But they do mature. So
and basically, like, how have our dreams like evolved over time? Oh, hi Shay. Thanks for joining us. She has the fear of the unknown with embracing change and transition. Oh yeah. Not knowing, especially y'all know how I am. I tell y'all, I'm that person that wants everything to go. And that's exactly what I was gonna say. Need for perfectionism. I had perfectionistic tendency. And that is a real thing, guys. And so I do not like the unknown. I'm learning how to know like I can't change things, it can't go my way. But I used to want everything mapped out. And if it didn't go according to plan, like I told y'all before, it's like, oh my goodness. So definitely the fear of unknown, filtering that out, and the need of perfectionism. I definitely can relate to that. Hi, Marie Wilson. Fear of not giving myself enough credit to succeed in this thing called life. I don't want to be afraid to live. Ooh, yes. And sometimes we can be our harshest critics too when it comes to that. So I definitely agree. And not want to be afraid to live. And what does that look like? So that's one of our topics that kind of ties in. So I love that. Hi, Latasha. I love that perspective. Our dreams do not disappear; they mature. Absolutely. And so I think for our dreams to evolve, so we're going to share a little bit of our dreams when it came to Psyche Emmy, just to encourage you all. So my dreams used to be rooted in proving myself and surviving. I want to focus on outcomes more than alignment, and that's how I was. And then over time, my dreams evolve, right? So now I can dream about peace, impact, sustainability, right? I don't want to just be successful. Like I want a purpose behind me being successful. And when I be successful, I don't want it just to be for me. I want it to be purposeful, but also if I'm successful, like all y'all that's on here in the community, we all successful. That's how I look at it. Like one band, one sound. So that's just kind of my take on like how my dreams evolved over time. What about you?
I think for me, it was the fact of not wanting to please people, and not feeling like I had to make sure that I kept everybody happy, right? Even though it meant that I was sacrificing some of my own self, right? So giving in, and I feel like over compromising is what I would use. Over compromising myself, right? Giving too
Mm-hmm.
much of myself, taking things away from myself to make sure others were where they needed to be, and not making sure I was taking care of me. Does that make sense? Like
Oh
just
yeah.
over compromising myself. I think that is something that I had to mature in. Like, no, I can't keep doing XYZ or taking from what I need to do or what I need to believe or to make sure you're good, but then I'm compromising who I am as far as what I want, right?
Oh yeah. I
So,
definitely know overextending yourself, and baby, it's a burnout.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's a burnout.
yeah.
And so for you guys, I just want you to type evolved, right? If your dreams don't look like they did a few years ago. So if your dreams don't look like they did a few years ago, just type in the word evolve. And so I wanted to do a subtopic as well. And with that is like, what did we have to let go of to step into this level? So when you dream with a purpose, what are some things you had to let go of? And so for me, I had to let go of the belief that struggle equals worth. And stop believing that rest meant laziness and that you were selfish. And I'm gonna say that again because I have learned that, and being restful is so necessary. So I stopped believing that rest meant laziness and selfishness. And that I had to again explain my vision to everyone. Like I don't owe everyone an explanation. Now some I will share, but like we did in the reel, some stuff you just can't share. You just gotta keep it. Hi, Sister Lisa. And so that was my way of like letting things go. I'm trying to step into like this level, like not over explaining myself, not feeling like I had to, and learning how to rest.
Yeah, yeah. I think you know, as we try to put this psyche together, right? Psyche and me together, just thinking about the what ifs. That's me. I'm a big picture thinker, and a big picture thinker, you know, they see the big picture. And so when we're looking at that big picture of what we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to do, um, we can sometimes burn ourselves out. That's me again with the overcompromising, but can burn ourselves out truly by just trying to. As Brittany is, I'm an overcoming perfectionist. I think I've gotten there, and it passed to my daughter. But I just, I think for me, I think too much about how other people are going to feel. And what I mean by that is like when we're putting this together, it's like, okay, we don't want to do this because we don't want to do this. We don't want to do this way because this way. And we got to make sure we include this. We got to make sure we do this. We got to make sure we do that.
Mm-hmm.
But it was because I'm always thinking of how others are going to take it, which is a good thing to be like, but not to the degree that it holds your dream back. If that makes sense. Like, don't hold back your dream that was given to you because you're so worried about what somebody else is going to think about it or feel about it. Because if it's your dream for you, that's for you, right? And so it doesn't mean that everybody is going to align to it or want to be aligned to it. That's what I think I had to take from this was maturing from that. Like, everybody's not going to align to it, right? It's not going to be for everybody. But for those 1, 2, 5, 10, 100, whatever it ends up being, those are the ones that we have to focus on and know that God put this together for a reason, and there are people who absolutely need it. So I just wanted to sprinkle that little bit in.
I love it. And Jamia, yes, Brittany, I love it. At times I keep myself busy because I feel like if I'm sitting still, things aren't getting done. Yes, and so yep, that's me. You gotta be a busybody. You sitting still, like, okay, time is wasting. Like, sometimes, you gotta take that pause and break, girl. I've been there, done that. Sometimes I'm being transparent. Sometimes I still do it. I'll be like, I have to make myself. Because if not, your body will make you. Because again, here we talk about wholeness, the mind, soul, and body.
Yeah.
Your body will make you take that rest. If you decide not to, like how God will sit you down, your body, it will let you know, settle out. It will make you sit down. And then you miss on things and have to sit still on stuff that you didn't actually really want to.
Yeah.
Because you didn't listen the first time.
Yep.
And so also I think having to let go like timelines that weren't yours, right? And kind of sustain the purpose that you're walking into. Like, you don't have to make it, like you said, comfortable or have that comfortability for everyone, and then you're uncomfortable in your own purpose that you had set for. So I like that. That's how I feel sometimes concerned about what would be said. Yes. And I think that goes with like the type of heart that you have and the person that you are. Like, I wouldn't even say so much of like people pleasing, just sometimes who you are, you're always thinking of others and their feelings and stuff. And so it is hard. And it's like, okay. And I'm like that. Like, she's right. Like, I would think, okay, if I do this, I always try to think of the opposite party and put myself in their shoes on how they would feel. Now I still would do that for certain situations and like job related, but I'm working on this is how I feel, and how I feel also needs to be explained, and it should be reciprocated. If I'm thinking about the others and how they would feel, they should also think about how I feel, and that's when real effective communication comes into place. And it's a difference from being assertive sometimes and then being aggressive. So there's different types of communication. And so I've learned that as well. Sometimes you can have assertive communication without always being aggressive. Just to kind of, get your point out and so that you can be heard. And so what's the hardest belief for you to release? I'm asking you.
I'm sorry because you talked to us. I apologize. It's live. You got to tell me. But I think for me, when I think about beliefs, the hardest thing for me to let go of was that I had to be this type of person, like perfect, right? Like, growing up in a faith-based family, it's like, the expectation of you got to perfect this. You got to, you got to do it exactly how it's said to do, right? With everybody, because you're a Christian. So you got to do this exactly how everybody else is. And what I realized is I have to get rid of that because I'm not everybody. My walk is my walk. Their walk is their walk. I cannot base my life on someone else's or what they have accomplished or been able to overcome. That may not be so easily for me, right? Mm-hmm. So I had to learn that what they have going on is theirs and what I have going on is mine, and not feeling like I got to be at that same level that everybody else is at, right? If that's not my time and my season, because everything has a season and a time, and everybody's time is not your timing, and everybody's season is not your season. So that's what I had to get rid of, is that belief of feeling like because I am a Christian, I got to be at the same level with everybody else that is a Christian, right? And I no room for grace for myself. So that was mine, getting rid of that belief that you got to be just like them because you all are the same, walking in the same religion.
Oh yeah, because if everybody just say there's no authenticity in it, because you're actually trying to model that and like mimic that and be exactly that person, and it kind of shuts you and kind of make you suppress on who you really are, and you over here suppressing yourself, and you could be somewhere over here doing this part, and that's part of your stuff, and they over here, and it's different ones they can reach and do different things. So yeah, I agree with that. Well, what about you? And then also, you guys, y'all can type in the comments too on what belief are you ready to release in this next season.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, then just flip to that. Since I answered that one, you answered that one. What belief are you trying to release in this next season?
I guess the belief that I'm trying to release. I really don't know. What did I say for the next season?
Maybe the belief that you have to be perfect, that it always has to.
Hey, I'm already working on that this season.
Every I dotted, every T crossed in the middle, not a little up or down.
Yeah, I guess I could, because I always say that, but I'm still on that. So I guess yes, in the next season, and still in this season, and hopefully it don't carry over. But if I had to, yeah, probably thinking I have to be perfect. And then also in this life that I'm trying to live, and trying to change and do right, I had this belief like I'm not able to make mistakes if I do, and it has happened. Like if I do, or I'm just being open, or sharing videos, nothing too wild or anything, just like traveling and enjoying life. It's like someone has a marker glass, like a magnet glass, and you're just like watching, and so then you'll hear stuff and conversation. So it's just like, oh man, I messed up. So now I'm shying from like being able to just go out, even if I just we love to travel. My traveling buddy on here too with Morgan. But just being able to really enjoy life, it's like it's always you're under a microscope on every single thing. Oh, you didn't talk right, you didn't dress right for this one. And I dress like my grandma now. Back in the day, I didn't care, but now I look at it and I try to be very modest with stuff. But I would say I want to release that, like, others' opinion, like, truly in the next season, like, it doesn't matter. Like, I will, take into consideration, but I won't let your opinions dictate how I go or how I walk, how I talk, because I am me. Yeah. And if it's something that I need to work on, I'm okay with taking it. Like, please let me know. Like, sometimes taking correction, it's okay. It's just how it's delivered and how it's given. And then also making sure that I'm doing it for me and not putting any extra stress.
Yeah. And I think you said something that was key, and that is how you say things. I always tell people it's just as important what you say and how you say it, because sometimes we can want to help somebody, but the way you are delivering that message or that word of encouragement or that word of correction is so harsh that your outcome is not what you intended, because now they're focusing on how you said that to me, right? It wasn't with love. It wasn't really with concern. You really were saying it, in a harsh way or in an angry way. Hey, Ken.
Oh, man, I missed it.
Trying to present, help, and show up for everyone. I'm learning that I'm not people. Yeah, Apostle. That's one that I had to learn, and it was told to me, like, you are not their God. And it hit real hard in the stomach when someone said that to me in a service. It was like, they think you're their God. You've got to stop, and you've got to let him do it. And, man, that hit hard because, I think it's just in us for who we are, especially our upbringings and things like that. We just want to help people. But, yeah, that one hit hard when it was like, you got to let them. You gotta let them go through some things. We can't save everybody, because if we keep going in the fire to get them out, we may not make it back out. Mm-hmm. So that was something I had to hold on to and understand that warning. So sharing that with you, my brother.
And I love that. So guys, I have my phone now too, so I'm looking at the two screen. I'm trying to make sure I get everyone because it's not showing. But Ken has said the hardest belief I had to break was that I can't change. Oh yes.
Ooh, yes.
Yes to that one.
Yeah, and sometimes people will make you feel like that, Ken. They'll make you feel like you can't change, or circumstances make you feel like you can't change. But I know you can, because I changed. So I know and I'm not just saying it because I changed, but we all can look back, and that's something we talked about last week. So last week, so if you haven't had a chance yet, Ken, I encourage you to go back and look at that session and hear what was said, because it was some good things shared about change
Yes.
and what people try to make it look like.
Yes. And then we have Sister Lisa, but if y'all might see it as Mary Eddie. She said I had to learn to walk in my own shoes and no one else.
Yep.
Latasha, working on my assertive communication, belief of trying to please everyone and not placing myself into a box. Oh yes.
Ooh.
Hey, Aunt Candy.
Yeah. Don't let nobody put you in no box. Limited. That's limitations.
Hey,
We don't have
Tony.
limitations. Hey, Tony. I thought I seen him. Hello, Tony.
And then Morgan has releasing the belief that my walk with God has to look like anybody else's. I love that. Your walk is your walk, and your walk and your journey is not going to be the same as everybody else's. It might not be as easy. It might be easier than someone's. You never know. So I love that one. That's definitely a good one. Releasing the belief that my walk with God has to look like everybody else or anybody else's. I love that one.
And I like she says, releasing the belief that it's too late or I'm too old to still evolve.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The older we get, Morgan, that mindset sets in. But I'm here to tell you, you can evolve. You still can. You're never too old to evolve. You just got to give yourself permission to do that. And your evolving does not look like somebody else's. And so I would just encourage you just not to look at somebody else in the way they've evolved or where they are in life, and they're this old and they accomplished this and da-da-da, and I'm this, and I'm young, or I'm, younger than they are, and I'm here. I just encourage you, don't look at that, because you're evolving and you're becoming you, which I know we're going to talk about in a minute, but becoming yourself, that's your journey and your timeline, not nobody else's.
That's right. Miriam has the hardest belief for me would be that I have to show up for everyone because I can. I'm learning just because I can doesn't equate to I should or I have to. Yeah, I'm going to read that one again that Miriam said. The hardest belief for her would be that I have to show up for everyone because I can. I'm learning just because I can doesn't equate to I should or have to. And I'm with you on that one. I am still learning that one. Hi, Stephanie.
Hi, Stephanie.
I am with you on that one. And that is so hard because you can doesn't mean that you have to. Because when you do, it seems like then it's like an obligation. And then they look for that. And then when you actually can't, then it's like, I see you going to everybody. I'm like, I'm trying to support. I'm trying to be there. But sometimes just because I can doesn't mean I have to. I love that. That's something that I definitely will be saying I need to work on for the next season on release.
Yeah.
Thanks, Miriam, for that one. I like that.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, it is. It's all hard. And that's a confident that's the area I need to pray in because my strongest weakness is my heart.
Yep.
Gets us every time.
Yep.
Oh, wow. Well, I'm glad you're getting confirmation. I am too. I'm over here reading like, oh, yeah, that too. I need to work on that. That's another belief I'm releasing. So I'm glad the change is definitely real. And so the next thing I want is like, how do we hold each other accountable to purpose? And so I want you guys to look at that too as a community. How do you think we can hold each other accountable to purpose? And not only just in the Psyche and Me community, but in everyday life, whatever that looks like in your life, whatever aspect that is. How do you think we can hold each other accountable to purpose? Now, for us, I would say when it comes to this, I think I didn't shift the camera. Sorry, y'all. How do you think we can hold each other accountable? You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so y'all know that this is my mom. And so sometimes people get a misconception. It's like, I'm following her, and for all the ones that's out there, Stephanie, Jamia, Ken, y'all, I'm telling you now, if I'm missing somebody, y'all just let me know and hit me up. I am going to do a topic, and we can come together and film and talk about being in a pastor's, an apostle, an evangelist, an elder, whatever the title may be, evangelist, being in their shadow when you're trying to grow up and find your own identity in this thing called life. with Christianity in your walk. So y'all, I want that because it's kind of
That's good
hard, or you think maybe you feel like you have more dominance over me because she is my mom. But the thing I love about her though, she's not like that. If anything, she always say, "You act like you're my mom." And so for us to hold each other accountable, I think it's by being honest, just with love. And so if your actions don't align with what we said we want, we check in. And I check in because again, I have perfectionistic tendencies. So she might not want to, and she's not that far from my house, so I can just pull right in my pull up game. Be strong. I can pull right on up. Like, hey, checking in. Where are we at with this? Do we have this tax done? Right? It could be annoying, but I think accountability for us, it's not about control. It's about commitment. And I think that could also be applied to our life, right? Sometimes when someone may hold us accountable, or we try to hold somebody else accountable, they may take it as, "Oh, you're trying to control me." It's not that I'm trying to control you. It's that there's a commitment here. If you said you were going to be here at work at this time, then this is what you're supposed to do. If you have a position in something, whether we'll go from the spiritual part. If you have a position in church, or you're supposed to be committed to something, I'm gonna hold you accountable. Like, hey, I know you got things going on. You're all right, but isn't this what you're supposed to do? Okay, well, let me help you figure out what can I do to assist you, to help you. And I think that's also a thing with being accountable. Sometimes your thoughts are not other people's thoughts, and the way they go about things as well. And so you can kind of maybe set a control and kind of just guide them, and maybe like, have you thought about it from this angle? Have you thought about it from this perspective? And I think that's also helps. And so I think that's how we kind of hold each other accountable, just knowing like, okay, it's not controlling. It's just we know that we're having a commitment. What about you now? 'Cause I went first.
So for me, I think accountability partners is so important. Um, I encourage everyone, if you don't have somebody, and like she said, even in this community, we can hold each other accountable for different things. But I feel like you definitely have to have accountability. And so for me, with us, with the Psyche and me, it's Transparent Tuesday, so I'm gonna be very transparent. So Brittany is like the sergeant, right? And I respect that because I know she's not being disrespectful or anything like that. But I do not do some things. She give us assignments and I'll be like, girl, I did not get to that today because I had to do X, Y, Z. She said, See, we've got this, and this is due by this, and this is due by that, and this, and I gave this to y'all, and then it
It's
makes
in the
me
drive.
feel right.
It's in the drive.
It's
You
in
can
the drive.
open
You
it.
can open it, look at it, and I'll be like, oh my goodness. So what that does though is make me be like, Brenda, are you I reflect, self-reflection. Did I hold my end of the bargain up? Right? Did I hold my end of the bargain up? Have I? And she did tell us to get this done by this date. I didn't do it. So I had to step back and be like, suck it up, right? Because she's getting me because I didn't do it. I had something to do to her. It wasn't done. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't, but I'm on it now. So I love that though because it makes me be on my game. Like today, she's like, did you go over your? Yes, I did. I sure did. I had it on the phone. I looked at this. I saw this. I seen that. So it helps though, and even in life, having that accountability partner that's gonna be honest with you. That's number one. Don't get anybody who's always gonna tell you that your stuff don't stink, right? Because that does not help you.
Or yes, man.
Or your yes, man. Oh, yeah.
Now. You got
Just
to
nod your head. Yep, that's good. That's good. When you know that if you don't step in, they're going to hit a ditch, right? And if you can avoid it and know that you see them about to go in that ditch, then to me, if you are my accountability partner, which means if I chose you, you're someone I trust. You're someone that I feel like will give me the truth, right? And you should be a friend or somebody, right? Because we don't just let anybody be accountability partners. But if you are that person, then you should be okay with them telling you the truth. And sometimes the truth hurts, but so does growing pains. And we can't grow if we don't have the truth and know that the truth does hurt sometimes.
Oh yeah, I love that. And then also kind of reminding each other what we said we wanted to become. Because like I said, it'd be those days when I'll be in my head.
Yeah.
And I'll get upset. She's like, hey, when that motivation is low or fear is louder, we don't let each other shrink back into our old patterns.
Yep.
And more so is her. She don't let me shrink back to that old pattern. Like, new mindset, new year. What did you just say? What did we just actually talk about? Or she'll give me from the stuff we just went over on the live, y'all, since we're being transparent on Tuesday. And I'm like, you know what? You right. You right. So I was like, okay now. So I love that sometimes when motivation may be low or fear is louder, this is when we don't allow each other to shrink back into old patterns. And so I also would say that for us with the community, we're going to make sure that, we try to keep the motivation up high here because when people do have low motivation or fear may be loud, I'm hoping that we kind of hold each other accountable in this community to make sure that we don't shrink back into old patterns, but we really are building again and trying to grow through what we're going through.
Yeah.
And so accountability means we protect the vision.
Yep.
Even when, like you said, it's uncomfortable. And so I want to ask you all, let's see, the truth is tight, but it's right. Oh yeah. Yes, accountability partners it's really important. Yep, for sure. Yes, it has to hurt if it's going to heal. Oh yes, and that's something that I'm gonna go. It's called the wounded psyche. That's one of our topics, and that is something that we're gonna go. So yes, it has to hurt if it's going to heal. Absolutely. And so we protect the vision even when it's uncomfortable. And so I guess I would say for you guys, who helps keep you aligned with your purpose? If you really think about it, who helps you keep aligned with your purpose? I'm gonna see.
We know that.
So you guys can't see this on Facebook, but we also on Instagram. And so Morgan, with who helps keep you aligned with your purpose, she said Lisa, and so she is a member on the Facebook. She is part of our member community, Lisa Murray, but that is her mom. So she's saying her mom and her man. Shout out to Dominique and her friends and family are who keeps her aligned with her purpose. And I guess for me, while we're seeing if anyone else want to join in and say, I would say also where there's Lisa, there's Brenda. My mom definitely keeps me alive because again, she's my accountability partner. Really, my friends and even my daughter, like, ooh, the little ones, they give it to you raw. And sometimes you might dismiss them because you think, oh, you're too young. But the same thing that I'm going through and feeling like I'm too young, it's like I can't do that. Sometimes they do have valuable information and insight. And so I try not to turn a dull ear to her, but ooh, baby, she definitely keeps me accountable. And she has an elephant brain. So if I said something, or if if you know my daughter, if you say something to her, I don't care if it was 3 months, 4 months, 6 months, a year, she's going to bring it back up and hold you accountable. So for sure. It says my dad, my wife, and God. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Jamia has you guys, especially my prophetess Brenda.
I try. But I encourage you, if you don't have an accountability partner or somebody, I encourage you to find somebody that, like I said, that will help you, because they really should be helping you, right? Not wanting to hurt you, but helping you to get to your goal and fulfill your purpose. Because I don't know about anybody else, but I try to be bright and sunshiny and find that silver lining every single day in every situation. But I would be lying to you to say that I do it every single day in every situation. So I need that person to ensure that if they see there's something different or my talk changes, I need that person to come and remind me, right, of what I said, what was my purpose. Let's take a look at that. Where's your goals? Let's see where we are on that sheet. However you choose to, fulfill your purpose. But I need that sometimes. So those accountability partners are so critical. I'm telling you, they are. It helps you. But like I said, if you're gonna be one that's gonna tell the truth, right? Tell the truth.
Don't be scared to tell the truth.
Yeah, tell them
even
the
if they may not even talk to you again, at least you know you did your part. But as
Right.
mine know, we already know my friend group. Hey, we know we try to be honest, but if we do, you need a break. I don't let it go by a day. You can be mad at me, let it be a day, maybe go by. After that, I'm calling. You okay? We're good. I still love you. You want to go out for lunch? You want to still talk about it? So definitely, even if it hurt, it's definitely necessary. And so with that, we'll kind of go and transition to when dreams get tested. Dreaming with a purpose, right? It sounds so powerful. And it definitely is, but until life starts testing the dreams. I'm gonna say that again. Dreaming with a purpose. It sounds powerful, okay? But until life starts at it, testing that dream, sometimes sometimes that dream can diminish. And so usually either people quit or they evolve. One way or the other. And so there's like moments where the dream maybe felt heavy. Like I said, I can sometimes feel my dreams. Sometimes it's a blessing, like I said, sometimes it's a curse. Not because it wasn't right, but because it required more from me than what I was actually used to giving. And so I think purpose will always demand growth before it gives a reward.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, you know what? I need to make that
I
as
like
a
that.
what's it called?
A reel.
No, not a reel. Basically, just a post. Yeah,
okay.
That's a quote right there.
Okay.
Motivation quote. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Purpose. Dang, what did I say?
I like
have to
that.
go play it back.
Purpose will always demand growth or something like that.
Yeah.
Before
it gives you a reward.
Yeah. I like that though. I think that is real. Going back to a couple of our recordings, was a live session, was making sure you set realistic expectations of yourself. Right. I think that goes into that, knowing that you are not going to fulfill a purpose without feeling some pain before you can get to the reward. But I like what you said though about when you're dreaming. You were stating that sometimes you don't. What was it you just said? You said when you're dreaming and thinking that it's going to be the way you said it, it's life
it's gonna be
tested.
powerful.
It's powerful when you say that.
Tested.
Until it gets
Life
tested.
test the dream.
Has anybody had their dream tested? Like you knew this was gonna happen, and you seen it. You put it on the board or wherever, however you keep your dreams. And then all of a sudden things seemed like it was going okay, and then bam, life hit you. And then it's like that detour or that caution light goes off. Has anybody been there? You can show of hands, I guess, how I can see it. I'm trying to look at the screen stuff, maybe a heart. Well, I can't see the hearts, but if has anybody been there where like you are, working on your dream or you feeling good about it, you're like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna make this happen, and then bam, life hits you. And it's like, man, I don't think that's gonna come. That ain't coming to vision. That's not gonna work. Anybody been there besides me? Because I know I have. I have been there. Yeah, Jennifer said yes. Stephanie said yes.
Said, absolutely.
Yes, it's life, y'all, and life be lifing. So and none of us are exempt from it. I don't care how long you've been in the church or not in the church. I'm telling you, life be lifing, and you are not exempt from life. Period. So it comes with disappointment. And we got to be okay with that and know that disappointments don't mean our dream is dead. And I always like to say, delay does not mean a denial, right? It's just delayed. So maybe we need to look back at that dream and say, you know what, let me look at this again. Should I go this way or should I take this part out? Or, sometimes we have to make adjustments as life does serve that to us. But I know I've been one to get slapped in the face. I mean, I'm telling you, I'll be like, yeah, let's get it. I'm going to do this. And I'm ready. I'm pumped up. I'm fired up. I'm ready to go. And bam, something happens in life. And it's like, man, I ain't doing that mess right now. I'm just going to hold tight, right? So, but it's good to know I'm not alone because y'all had me scared for a minute. I thought I was going to have to go sit on Brittany's couch. So.
At times, those dreams seem dim and you seem stuck within. At times, it seems hard to encourage yourself, but it's a must to don't give up, don't give in.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Failure is not an option. We may fail, but failure is not an option. Right? We talked about that before too.
Right. So we learn the difference between resistance and redirection. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's wrong. And sometimes hard means it's refining you. So when you go through that, don't give up. Whatever it is that you're going through, it may be hard, but just know it's just refining you. and you're gonna get to the finish line. It might not be the same as others because it might not be the same as others, but it might be a different pace, but you'll get there.
Yep.
Hi, Brittany. Brittany Long. It's a lot of Brittany's. You did not have two Brittany's. Brittany Castle and Brittany Long, and so we are the Brits. So, hi, Brittany. Thanks for joining.
Yes, I'm trying to weather the storm now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, trying to weather the storm. That'll be good. I have to definitely go back through all these comments and
Yes.
remember what I said for the post. And then how do we know when to push through versus when to pause?
That's good.
So I want to get y'all intake on that or input on that. Like, how do we know when to push through versus when to pause?
That's good.
And don't be scared. Don't think that your answer is not going to be something like somebody else or a grand answer.
Right.
Please, if you have something and you want to type it, go ahead and type it. You ain't got to wait for somebody else to go first. But
Yeah.
I really want to know,
It's a
how
safe
do we
place.
know when to push through versus when to pause?
Yeah. I want to see what they have to say before we run out. You want to
gonna
put
have-
that in there?
Oh, yeah.
That's a good question.
I mean, not Instagram. Oh, hi, BJ. I'm so sorry. I didn't shout you out either. Thanks for joining, BJ.
Spirit of discernment.
Mm-hmm. Taking my mental. Okay, so I'm going to say a little bit louder in the mic. So we're looking at the Instagram. So we have one with Morgan saying God and the spirit of discernment and getting advice. And then we have Jamia saying I feel like to pause when it's when it's overtaking my mental. And let's see here. We have Michelle saying I think when you're feeling burnt out. Absolutely. And Wendy has it might take me longer than others, but I keep fighting.
Mm-hmm.
And Miriam has push through when you are certain, pause when you are not. Ooh, that is very good. That is true. Push through when you are certain, pause when you are not.
Mm-hmm. Shay says, when I'm overstimulated, it's time to pause.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, for sure.
Yep. Your
Yeah.
body will talk to you.
Yeah, Latasha has, I know a pause is needed when I am feeling burnt out and I need to refill my cup. Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're a little closer to that,
Stephanie says, when discernment kicks in, a lot of times we feel the change before we take initiative to change anything. Just that when her discernment kicks in. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I agree with that. Brittany Long has, when you receive affirmation from others and they can't see what you can't.
They can.
Can see what you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Apostle Woods have pushing is the effort and work you put forth. Pausing is you resting in the answer from heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I like that.
Push through. Well, Marie has push through when you don't have the strength. Pause when God tells you to, and He would do the rest.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
So aligning with what Kevin is saying, push through and rest in God. Yeah. I think for me, what comes to mind with that is after you've done all you can, then you have to stand.
Mm-hmm.
That's what comes to mind when I'm reading Jennifer and Apostle Kevin's post.
Mm-hmm.
Is that and everyone, when you've done everything that you know to do to push, put forth the effort and the work, then you have to pause, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see what happens to it. I think sometimes, and I'll talk about me, sometimes I'm just I'm like a bunny rabbit, like energizing bunny rabbit, keep going, right? Trying to figure out the next thing and this and this and this. And I don't sometimes take time to sit back and watch, right?
Mm-hmm.
It takes its place. Everything that I put in place and put the effort in for, I now need to pause and let it kind of work so I can see what's moving and what's working, what needs to be changed. Because sometimes we keep going through life so quickly that we don't take that pause. Mm-hmm. To see if what we put in is even working, if the effort was even worth it, right? Right. So, yeah. And Shakayla says discernment and self-learning. realizing when you are stalling due to fear versus physical needs, acknowledging that the path to your dream won't always be easy, so a pause can be helpful, but doesn't mean stop.
And that's what it was with the pause. It's just a pause.
Yep.
You're not stopping. It's okay to take a break. And I think that's when I was. Did I do something? No, that's when I did it because I was encouraging myself because I was going through something, and it was like that pause with the comma. Sometimes that pause is not a break, but that pause is just for you to breathe, for you to relax, for you to give yourself some grace. And so I love that. The pause doesn't mean stop.
I think that's
Um,
good. I think you
Sister
need to remind them of that real or something like that. I think that's good.
I will do that. Sister Liz, I pray until something happens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. And then also like, what's the cost of unfiltered dreams?
Mm-hmm.
When we don't filter our dreams, we could end up like chasing everything and anything. And committing to nothing. And I think someone said something about a burnout. Like, that's a burnout. Like, the unfiltered dreams, like, we ain't filtering them. We're just chasing any and everything, no commitment. That is a burnout. You just keep doing it. You're not getting nothing out of it. So kind of like what you were saying. And that's confusion and that's misalignment.
Yeah.
And so unfiltered dreams, right? It costs time, it costs peace and identity. Because again, sometimes you're just finding out who you are, what you're most likely capable of. Because again, for me, talking to myself, there's that self doubt. And I think Brittany Long had mentioned like, others can see something in you that you can't even see in yourself. And for me, I went through that even with this process of doing the psyche and me. It was like, okay, God, I hear you, but I felt like I was on the level that I was supposed to be on. So is that really you? Is that me in my head? Is it me with my voice and I'm just saying that it's you? And it's like I had needed reassurance. And I think the wonderful thing about that is that he already knows me and he knows my thoughts. So he sent certain ones to reassure me. Not that my faith wasn't where it's supposed to be, but he met me right where I was at and I had needed that reassurance. And so just know it does cost time, it costs peace, and it costs identity. But I promise, like, you will end up finding it. And it doesn't have to be on everybody else's time. You will find it and find who you are, what you're meant to be, and what you're still becoming. Like even now, I still haven't have my whole full identity yet because I'm always growing, I'm always changing and evolving. So I am still becoming. And so not everything that looks good is meant to be carried by you. So them unfiltered dreams, even though it may look good, if it wasn't your dream with a purpose and it could be somebody else's dream, that wasn't meant for you. And that's okay. It's not meant to be carried by you. Let whoever dream that was, let them carry their own dream or their own weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And that's what I just have to say about it. What's something you all, let's see. How can I pick you all minds? I live or tap into the psyche. What's something you said yes to that cost you more than it gave? Now, can you remember that? Because I don't know if I'm going to remember that to even type it in.
Yeah. What's something that you said yes to that cost you more than you gave? Mm-hmm. That's good. That's good. Oh, honey, I had to learn to say no. Ooh, that's one of my shortcuts. That's something I still have to work on.
Hi, Cousin Jackie.
Yes, hi. Good, thank you.
Oh, thank you, Apostle.
I love that. Ooh, child.
Well, okay, so since it's Transparent Tuesday, this is going to be another because I know it's after 8, so we try not to keep you all long. We try to be mindful of your time. But for me, something that I said yes to that cost me more than it gave was a previous relationship that I was in. Yeah, and that's with my child's father, but that's a whole, when I say lifetime story, movie, and testimony at the same time, book collection and all. It really is, but it's something that I said yes to, and kind of losing myself and losing my way, what I knew was right, what I knew was wrong. And me saying, oh, there's no way, like I'm a strong person, ain't nobody gonna ever, and my God sister Courtney, she'll know, I was wondering, like, I would never let a man do da-da-da-da-da-da-da, and then come to find out, I was like, oh, you a hypocrite. Look what's going on now, right? And so I think me saying yes to that relationship, ooh, it cost me more than what I gave it. I could give it my all. Like, literally, I'm a Libra. I don't really do like the horoscope stuff, but I am one that love hearts and I give my all, and that's just who I am. And so I literally give everything, but I would say it cost me more than what I gave. But it also, um, in the end, it was like a, what's the word when it was like a loss when it's saying cost. So just stick with me. It was like a loss. It definitely was a loss, and it cost me more than I gave. But then it also gave me a profit on the other side that now I can do this. Now I can be transparent. I can be open and say, hey, I've been there, done that. This is the red flags. Hey, skip this, or I know what this feels like, and be relatable. So I would say it did definitely cost me more than it gave. But then when I also look at it in another way, it's kind of like one of those losses, but also a profit at the same time, if that makes sense.
It makes sense.
Um,
Yeah, Kevin said family. Entertain the wrong people for too long. Stephanie said yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Shakayla said certain friendships and relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Morgan has given into actions and decisions that I knew meant me no well. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
And I know Morgan, yep, because I am guilty of saying yes when sometimes it costs me my peace. Like seriously,
Mhm.
like I should have said yes to certain things that I agreed to go do or help somebody with because it ended up messing with me. Spiritually, it bothered me spiritually. And so I'm learning now. I'm not telling y'all I'm already there. So here you go, Morgan, with the still evolving. I'm way older than you, so I'm still evolving, but learning to say no and being okay with that. Like it's okay. I can't say yes to everything all the time. So I'm learning to put no in my vocabulary more than what I've ever done before.
Mm-hmm. And then sometimes, like our dreams, it reveals who we're becoming. And sometimes the discomfort isn't about the dream. It's about literally like shedding your identity that can't go where you going. Excuse me. And sometimes growth will often offend you. Like it will offend your old comfort zone. Even when you try to find yourself kind of creeping back to those old patterns, your growth will offend you to where you're not gonna go back to where you was at, like at all. And that's how again, like we talked about the last week, is how you know you changed. Like your growth, it's gonna offend you. Your spirit's not gonna feel right. Your discernment's not gonna feel right. And it will definitely offend your old comfort zone to it. Aligns you back to where you were. It realigns you when you talk about alignment with the change, like we talked about last week. It realigns you back to where you're supposed to be at. And I think with purpose, it definitely introduces you to a version of yourself that you haven't fully quite met yet. Like me, I would never imagine that I would be doing this right now. Like I am, and I know people say don't say, but if you were to know me how I am not like that. I am talkative, but only once you get to know me, because I am shy at first. And I always tell people when I meet them, I am very shy. But I promise, once you get to know me, you be like, oh my gosh, you don't ever shut up. And so it is like that. And so for me, it introduces a different version of me. Like I'm able to do something that may, help someone out, or just like me being able to receive encouraging words and motivation as well. And so I think that is the like, a positive spin on purpose when it introduces you to a different version of yourself. And so I would say, because it is late. I had more like topics to talk about, but I guess we would end it because it is late. I might drop it in the comment. But I will say this just in closing, right? Dreaming with a purpose means you don't abandon yourself for the dream. You align yourself with it, and your dreams should grow you. It should not drain you. It should be intentional. Yep. It should be aligned, and it should be becoming. Yep. And so that's all I have to say. And I can't even remember what I said, but I was like, ooh, I could write that down. Okay, I'll check back in the comments. But that's all I had to say, y'all, with the closing. And thank you all so much for joining us. Now, we are a community, y'all. I do want y'all intakes and perspective for you all to engage. On the group page, you guys can post things as well. If you think it would help the community, please post it. Now, I do have it where I can approve because I had one incident that someone had posted in the group and I didn't even know that person. And I guess I had joined their group and it got in there. So I have it where I have to approve it now. But I promise you, if it's uplifting, encouraging, one, motivating, put it in there because it can help someone. I don't know all the resources, and that's why I put where you're kind of visiting from because we're all in different areas, different cities, hopefully one day different states. But I want you guys to put resources in there. So with that, with closing, we do have Apostle Woods. If you look at it, has Kevin Woods in there and Prophetess Latish. They have a prayer line on Tuesdays, every Tuesdays at 7 a.m. Eastern time. I just encourage you all to but please join the prayer line if you can. And I can only attest for me on how it has helped me. And they are called the Breakthrough Communities. And that's the great thing with communities, that you come together and build another community. That's what this is about. I don't want it just to be about the Psych in Me. I want to be able to build different communities. And that's the top of that one, which you will see what I'm saying then, that others may be able to support and you have your own support group. And so try to support them if you can and join in on that call because it really is powerful and you truly do get a breakthrough. I feel great every morning. Like I said, normally I'm crying, but it is happy tears and joyful.
Yeah.
And then also, who was the other resource I had? Oh, in the community. So we have Brittany Castello. I don't know if she's still on or not, but she also has what is called Be Glam Beauty. If you can see today, my natural is not out. I have it silk pressed today, and that is to her. So she do have a business that is called Be Glam Beauty. So if you ever need your hair done and just have a glam day, please check her out. And it doesn't hurt to share too. Even with the prayer line, I'll try to post it as much as I can because I'm not a morning person. So that just goes to attest on how powerful it really is because I set my alarm clock faithfully now to get to join. So do that as well. And then if anyone else have anything that you'll need a support in that can help, please put it in if I'm missing. But those are the two that I know that are on here now that has something. So if we could support one another, that would be great. But
and I would also say real quick in closing, if you know, it could be yourself or someone else have a need, put it in the group chat like Brittany was saying, because we can find resources, right? We don't always. Sometimes I think we feel like we've got to be the answer, but we may have available resources who are needing and things like that. There's so many things out there, people needing care and things like that. We got so many different people in this community that walks in different professions that can help guys. So again, we're trying to be a community. This is not just something to be done to get views and all that stuff. That's not the vision God gave us. But we want to grow this outside of just this. So I think it's important. If you have something that you're doing, please share it so we can share it with the community and be a support because we want to support each other. I think we as a people have that area of opportunity to support one another, right? Because teach one, reach one,
teach one, reach one, teach one.
Yeah, Pastor Kim, we won't ever forget that. But again, thank you all for your time tonight. Did you need to say something else?
No, but I forgot. Stephanie should put it in there. She has Static Truth on WithoutWarningRadio.com on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. And she also, I believe, is still doing insurance. So if you don't have insurance or you want to get to know more about it, hit her up as well. And so I thank you all. Hope that this kind of helped you all. Well, not, let me stop saying kind of. That's where I go to in my It's and kind of. But I hope this did help you all because it definitely helped me. Yeah. And I love you all. And then we will see you Friday. We go live on Fridays as well now. So we will see you Friday. It's called Psyche Friday. And sometimes that's more so like with just self-reflecting on certain topics and things like that. But if you can join, we'll see you on Friday. And if not, and Tuesday your day for Transparent Tuesday, we'll see you Tuesday. Love you all.